The Rejection. The sleek Earth vessel, Horizon, glided through the star-studded expanse of space, its hull gleaming under the light of distant suns. Inside, Commander Sarah Chen stood at the bridge, her dark eyes fixed on the looming structure ahead. The Galactic Council's headquarters. It was a marvel of alien engineering, a massive space station that seemed to defy the laws of physics, its crystalline spires and swirling energy fields a testament to the advanced civilizations that called it home. Sarah's heart raced with a mixture of excitement and apprehension. This was humanity's moment, the culmination of centuries of scientific advancement and space exploration. Earth had finally reached the stars, established colonies on distant planets, and now stood ready to take its place among the galaxy's most powerful species. "We're receiving the docking instructions, Commander," Lieutenant Raj Patel announced from his console, his voice steady despite the tension that filled the air. Sarah nodded, her short black hair bobbing with the movement. "Take us in, Raj. Slow and steady. Let's not give them any reason to doubt our capabilities." As the Horizon maneuvered into its assigned dock, Sarah couldn't help but marvel at the diversity of ships surrounding them. Vessels of all shapes and sizes, some organic-looking, others purely mechanical, floated in a carefully orchestrated dance. Each represented a different species, a different world, all part of the grand tapestry of galactic civilization. "Docking complete, Commander," Raj reported. "We're green across the board." Sarah took a deep breath, smoothing down her crisp blue uniform. "All right, team. This is it. Years of preparation have led to this moment. Let's show the galaxy what humanity is made of." The Earth delegation, consisting of Sarah, 2 diplomats, and a cultural attaché, made their way through the labyrinthine corridors of the Council station. Aliens of all descriptions bustled around them, some eyeing the humans with curiosity, others with thinly veiled disdain. Finally, they arrived at the Grand Chamber where the Galactic Council convened. The room was a vast amphitheater, with tiered seating surrounding a central platform. Representatives from hundreds of worlds filled the seats, creating a cacophony of colors, shapes, and sounds. As the Earth delegation took their place on the central platform, Sarah felt the weight of countless eyes upon them. The chamber fell into an expectant hush. From the highest tier, a being of pure energy, its form constantly shifting and swirling, spoke. Its voice seemed to resonate directly in Sarah's mind. "The Galactic Council recognizes the delegation from Earth. You may present your case for membership." Sarah stepped forward, her voice clear and confident. "Esteemed members of the Galactic Council, I stand before you today representing not just a planet, but a dream. Humanity has long gazed at the stars, wondering about our place in the cosmos. We've overcome great challenges, united our world, and reached out to the galaxy. We come seeking friendship, cooperation, and the opportunity to contribute to this grand community of species." She went on to detail Earth's achievements, the terraforming of Mars, the establishment of colonies in nearby star systems, breakthroughs in clean energy and medicine. Sarah spoke of humanity's creativity, its resilience in the face of adversity, and its boundless curiosity. As she concluded her speech, Sarah felt a glimmer of hope. Surely they could see the potential humanity offered. The energy being spoke again. "We have heard your words, Earth delegation. The Council will now deliberate." What followed was hours of discussion in languages Sarah couldn't comprehend. Translators worked furiously to keep the Earth team informed, but much of the nuance was lost. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, the energy being addressed them once more. "The Galactic Council has reached a decision," it announced, its tone devoid of emotion. "Earth's application for membership is denied." The words hit Sarah like a physical blow. Denied, after all they had achieved, all they had to offer. Furthermore, the being continued, "Earth is deemed too volatile and unpredictable for integration into galactic society at this time. You are to return to your home system and remain there until the Council deems otherwise." Murmurs rippled through the chamber. Some representatives nodded in agreement, while others seemed shocked by the harsh pronouncement. Sarah's mind raced. This couldn't be happening. They couldn't just dismiss humanity like this, confine them to their small corner of the galaxy. She thought of the billions back home, their hopes and dreams riding on this moment. In that instant, Sarah made a decision that would alter the course of galactic history. She stepped forward, her eyes blazing with determination. "With all due respect," she said, her voice carrying across the chamber, "we reject your decision." The room fell silent, all eyes locked on the audacious human. "Humanity will not be dismissed or contained," Sarah continued, her words measured but filled with steel. "We came here in peace, offering friendship and cooperation. But if you choose to treat us as a threat, to deny us our rightful place among the stars, then know this: we will forge our own path." She paused, letting her words sink in. "You've made your choice, and now we'll make ours. We'll return to Earth, not in shame, but with purpose. And when we next meet, it won't be as supplicants, but as equals, or perhaps as something more." The energy being flickered, its form becoming erratic. "You dare threaten the Galactic Council?" It boomed. Sarah's lips curled into a smile that held no warmth. "This isn't a threat. It's a promise. You've underestimated humanity, and that's a mistake you'll come to regret." With that, she turned on her heel, motioning for her team to follow. As they strode out of the chamber, the room erupted into chaos behind them. Back on the horizon, as they disengaged from the station and set a course for Earth, Raj turned to Sarah. "Commander, what happens now?" Sarah gazed out at the stars, her expression resolute. "Now, Lieutenant, we prepare. The galaxy has shown its hand, and it's time we showed ours. Humanity won't be constrained, and we won't beg for a place at their table." She clenched her fist, a fire burning in her eyes. "If they won't give us a seat, we'll build our own damn chair, and it'll be a throne." As the horizon accelerated away from the council station, Sarah knew that the real battle was just beginning. Humanity had been denied, but they wouldn't be defeated. The stars awaited, and Earth would claim its destiny, with or without the Galactic Council's blessing. Earth's secret weapon. The horizon burst through Earth's atmosphere, leaving a trail of fire in its wake. As the ship descended towards the sprawling United Earth Government complex in Geneva, Commander Sarah Chen felt the weight of her failure pressing down on her. The Galactic Council's rejection still stung, but it was the uncertainty of Earth's future that truly troubled her. As soon as the ship touched down, Sarah and her team were whisked away to an emergency meeting of world leaders. The Grand Assembly Hall was a hive of activity, filled with the planet's most powerful individuals, all buzzing with a mixture of anger and anxiety. President Adaman Kruma of the United Earth Government stood at the center of the storm, his usually calm demeanor replaced by a look of grim determination. As Sarah entered, he motioned for her to join him at the podium. "Commander Chen," he said, his deep voice carrying across the room, "please tell us exactly what happened." Sarah recounted the events at the Galactic Council. Her words met with gasps of disbelief and mutters of outrage. When she finished, a heavy silence fell over the assembly. President Nkrumah nodded slowly, then turned to address the gathered leaders. "My friends, we stand at a crossroads. The galaxy has shown us its true face, and it is not a friendly one. But we are not without recourse." He pressed a button on the podium, and a holographic display flickered to life above the assembly. It showed a vast array of ships, unlike anything Sarah had ever seen before. "Ladies and gentlemen," Nkrumah continued, "I give you Project Phoenix." Gasps of awe echoed through the hall. Sarah stared at the display, her mind racing. These ships were far more advanced than anything Earth had publicly acknowledged possessing. "For the past 2 decades, Nkrumah explained, we have been secretly developing a fleet and technology that rivals, if not surpasses, that of the Galactic Council. We always hoped it would be a deterrent, a way to ensure our place at the galactic table. Now, it seems, It will be our salvation." Sarah couldn't believe what she was hearing. "Mr. President," she interjected, "are you suggesting we go to war with the entire galaxy?" Nkruma's eyes met hers, filled with a mixture of resolve and regret. "Not the entire galaxy, Commander. But we must strike first, and we must strike hard. The Council has made it clear they see us as a threat. If we don't act now, they will move against us, and we'll be fighting a defensive war we cannot win." The room erupted into heated debate. Some leaders argued for diplomacy, others for immediate action. Through it all, Sarah's mind whirled with the implications of what she was seeing and hearing. Finally, after hours of discussion, a consensus was reached. Earth would launch a preemptive strike against key Galactic Council installations, crippling their ability to retaliate while demonstrating humanity's power. As the meeting adjourned, President Nkrumah pulled Sarah aside. "Commander Chen, I have a special assignment for you. You've seen the Council up close. You know how they operate. I want you to lead our first strike force." Sarah felt a mix of honor and trepidation. "Sir, I'm a diplomat, not a war leader." Nkrumah smiled sadly. "In times like these, Commander, we must all become what our people need us to be. You've shown courage and quick thinking in the face of adversity. That's exactly what we need now." Over the next few days, Sarah immersed herself in learning about Project Phoenix. The ships were marvels of human ingenuity, incorporating reverse-engineered alien technology with unique human innovations. They were faster, more maneuverable, and more heavily armed than anything the Galactic Council had fielded. The crown jewel of the fleet was the dreadnought Prometheus, a behemoth of a ship that dwarfed even the horizon. It was to be Sarah's flagship for the coming conflict. As she stood on the bridge of the Prometheus, overseeing final preparations, Sarah couldn't help but feel a sense of awe at what humanity had accomplished in secret. They had taken the scraps of alien technology that had filtered down to Earth over the years and transformed them into something uniquely human and incredibly powerful. Lieutenant Raj Patel, who had insisted on joining her new crew, approached with a tablet in hand. "Final checks are complete, Commander. All systems are green. The fleet is ready to launch on your command." Sarah took a deep breath, feeling the weight of history on her shoulders. With a nod to Raj, she opened a channel to the entire fleet. "Attention all ships," she said, her voice steady and clear. "This is Commander Chen. Today, we embark on a mission that will define the future of our species. The Galactic Council thought they could dismiss us, contain us, treat us as lesser beings. They were wrong." She paused, letting her words sink in. "We go now not as conquerors, not as destroyers, but as defenders of Earth and of humanity's right to forge its own destiny among the stars. Our goal is not to subjugate, but to secure our place in the galaxy. Remember that as we face the challenges ahead." Sarah's fingers hovered over the launch controls. This was it, the point of no return. With this action, humanity would announce its defiance to the galaxy in a way that couldn't be ignored. "For Earth," she said softly, then pressed the button. The Prometheus surged forward, leading a vast armada of ships as they burst out of their hidden docks across the solar system. They streaked past the orbit of Mars, then Jupiter, pushing their advanced engines to speeds that would have been impossible just a few years ago. As they approached the heliopause, the boundary of Earth's solar system, Sarah felt a mixture of pride and apprehension. They were about to make history, to change the course of galactic politics forever. "All ships, prepare for FTL jump," she ordered. "Our first target is the Proxima Centauri relay station. Let's show the galaxy what humanity is truly capable of." In a flash of light, the Earth fleet vanished from the solar system, leaving behind a planet holding its breath, waiting to see what the future would bring. The battle for humanity's place in the stars had begun, and Sarah Chen was leading the charge. As the Prometheus hurtled through subspace, she silently vowed to make the Galactic Council regret their decision to underestimate Earth. The galaxy was about to learn a harsh lesson. humanity would not be denied its destiny. The first strike. The Proxima Centauri relay station hung in space like a glittering jewel, its crystalline structures refracting starlight in a dazzling display. It was one of the Galactic Council's most vital communication hubs, linking hundreds of star systems in a vast network of instant communication. And it was about to become the first casualty in humanity's bid for galactic recognition. Commander Sarah Chen stood on the bridge of the Prometheus, her eyes fixed on the tactical display. The Earth fleet had emerged from FTL jump mere moments ago, catching the station's defenders completely off guard. "Status report," Sarah ordered, her voice calm despite the adrenaline coursing through her veins. Lieutenant Raj Patel's fingers danced across his console. "Enemy ships are scrambling to respond, Commander. Their shields are still powering up. We have a clear shot at the station." Sarah nodded, her expression grim. "All ships, commence attack pattern Alpha. Disable their defenses but minimize casualties. We're here to make a statement, not start a massacre." The Earth fleet moved with a precision that would have been impossible with their old technology. Sleek fighters darted between lumbering Council cruisers, their advanced energy weapons slicing through shields with ease. The Prometheus itself hung back, its massive cannons targeting the station's key systems. On board the station, Council forces rushed to respond to the unexpected assault. Alarms blared as the station shook under the barrage of human weapons fire. Zixera, the Arcturian station commander, stared at her displays in disbelief. "Impossible," she chittered, her insectoid mandibles clicking in agitation. "These can't be human ships. Their technology is too advanced." Her second-in-command, a towering Cronin named Grok, rumbled in agreement. "We must alert the Council immediately. This attack." His words were cut short as a precision strike from the Prometheus severed the station's main communication array. In an instant, the Proxima Centauri relay station, the linchpin of the Council's communication network in this sector, went dark. Back on the Prometheus, Sarah allowed herself a small smile. Primary objective achieved. All ships, move to Phase 2. Secure the station. As Earth shuttles streamed towards the now defenseless station, carrying teams of Marines and engineers, Sarah opened a channel to the station's command. "Attention, Proxima Centauri Relay Station. This is Commander Sarah Chen of the Earth Defense Force. Your station is now under our control. Surrender, and no harm will come to you or your crew." There was a long pause before a response came. "This is Station Commander Zixera. We surrender. But know this, human. The Council will not stand for this act of aggression." Sarah's voice was steel as she replied, "The Council should have thought of that before they dismissed us as unworthy. Prepare to be boarded." As Earth forces secured the station, news of the attack spread across the galaxy like wildfire. On 100 worlds, beings of all descriptions reacted with shock, fear, and in some cases, a grudging admiration. On Arcturus Prime, the crystalline spires of the planet's capital city vibrated with the force of the Arcturian High Council's outrage. High Councilor Vexna, her multifaceted eyes flashing with anger, addressed her peers. "The humans have gone too far," she declared. "We must crush this rebellion before it spreads. I move that we authorize the full might of the Arcturian fleet to—" She was interrupted by Councilor Zinra, known for his more moderate views. "Perhaps," he said cautiously, "we should consider why the humans felt driven to this action. Our dismissal of their petition was hasty." The council chamber erupted into heated debate, a scene mirrored on countless worlds across the galaxy. Meanwhile, on the desert world of Cronus, the silicon-based Cronins watched the unfolding events with growing interest. Elder Kavak, his crystalline form shimmering in the light of twin suns, turned to his advisors. "The humans have shown unexpected strength," he rumbled. "Perhaps it is time we reconsidered our allegiance to the Council. These Earth creatures might prove to be valuable allies." Similar conversations were taking place across the galaxy. Species that had long chafed under Council rule began to see the humans' actions as an opportunity. Others, deeply invested in the current galactic order, called for swift retribution. Back at the captured relay station, Sarah oversaw the integration of Earth technology with the alien systems. The station would serve as a forward base for the next phase of their operations. Raj approached her, his face a mixture of excitement and concern. "Commander, we're receiving reports from across the sector. The Council's forces are in disarray, struggling to coordinate without the relay. But they're starting to regroup. We don't have much time before they mount a counterattack." Sarah nodded, her mind already racing ahead to the next move. "Then we don't give them time. Prepare the fleet. Our next target is the Sirius shipyards. We'll cripple their ability to replace the ships we've destroyed." As the Earth fleet prepared for their next jump, Sarah couldn't help but feel a twinge of regret. This wasn't how she had imagined humanity's entrance onto the galactic stage. But the die was cast. There was no going back now. "Commander," Raj said softly, interrupting her thoughts. "I've been analyzing the data we've gathered from the station. There's something you need to see." He pulled up a holographic display, showing a complex network of alliances and treaties. "The Council isn't as united as they wanted us to believe. There are factions, disagreements. Some species might be sympathetic to our cause." Sarah studied the display, a plan forming in her mind. "Good work, Raj. This could change everything. We're not just fighting a war now. We're reshaping the entire balance of power in the galaxy." She turned to address the bridge crew, her voice filled with determination. "What we do here will echo through history. We're not just fighting for Earth anymore. We're fighting for every species that's ever been dismissed or downtrodden by the Council. It's time to show the galaxy what humanity stands for." As the Prometheus led the fleet into another FTL jump, Sarah felt the weight of her responsibilities more keenly than ever. They had struck the first blow, but the real battle was just beginning. The galaxy was changing, and humanity was at the heart of that change. Little did Sarah know that far away, in the hidden depths of Council space, an ancient power was stirring. The humans' actions had set in motion events that would shake the very foundations of galactic civilization. The true test of humanity's resolve was yet to come. Galactic chaos. The Sirius shipyards, once a bustling hub of activity, now drifted in eerie silence. The massive construction docks, capable of building the largest of Council vessels, lay in ruins. Debris from half-finished ships and shattered stations formed a treacherous field around the facility. Commander Sarah Chen stood at the viewport of the Prometheus, surveying the aftermath of their latest strike. The Earth fleet had struck hard and fast, crippling the Council's shipbuilding capabilities in this sector before they could mount an effective defense. "Status report," Sarah called out, her voice tight with the strain of constant combat. Lieutenant Raj Patel responded promptly. "All objectives achieved, Commander. The shipyards are neutralized, and we've secured the primary data cores. Our losses were minimal." Sarah nodded, a grim satisfaction in her eyes. "Good work, everyone. But we can't rest yet. What's our next move?" Before Raj could respond, a priority alert flashed across the main screen. It was a transmission from Earth, encoded with the highest level of security. President Nkrumah's face appeared, his expression a mixture of pride and concern. "Commander Chen, congratulations on your success. You've done more than we could have hoped. But the situation is evolving rapidly. We're receiving communications from multiple species across the galaxy." Sarah leaned forward, her interest piqued. "What kind of communications, Mr. President?" "Some are threats, demanding we stand down," Nkrumah explained. "But others are offering support. It seems our actions have inspired those who have long chafed under Council rule. We're on the verge of sparking a galactic revolution." The implications of this news weren't lost on Sarah. What had started as a desperate bid for recognition was rapidly spiraling into something much larger. "What are your orders, sir?" Nkrumah's eyes met hers through the screen. "Continue the campaign, Commander, but be selective in your targets. We need to show strength, but also restraint. And be ready to engage in diplomacy. We're reshaping the galaxy, and we need allies. As the transmission ended, Sarah turned to her crew. You heard the president. Let's make it happen. Over the next few weeks, the galaxy descended into chaos. The Earth fleet, now joined by ships from sympathetic alien races, struck at key Council installations across multiple sectors. Each victory further eroded the Council's authority and emboldened more species to rebel. On the Arcturian homeworld, civil war erupted as factions clashed over whether to support the humans or the Council. The crystalline cities echoed with the sound of battle as loyalist forces clashed with rebels in the streets. High Councilor Vexna, her once pristine chambers now a makeshift war room, received reports from across Arcturian space. We're losing control, she hissed, her mandibles clicking in agitation. The humans have upset the balance we've maintained for millennia. Councilor Zinra, now leading the rebel faction, responded via a secure channel. Perhaps it's time for a new balance, one that respects the rights of all species, not just the powerful few. Meanwhile, on Cronus, the silicon-based Cronans had officially declared their support for Earth. Elder Kivak addressed his people, his crystalline form glowing with conviction. For too long we have been treated as second-class citizens in this galaxy. The humans offer us a chance at true equality. We stand with Earth. The Cronan fleet, with its powerful energy weapons and nearly indestructible ships, proved to be a formidable ally for the human forces. Back on the Prometheus, Sarah and her team worked tirelessly to coordinate their growing coalition. The ship had become a hub of interspecies cooperation, with representatives from a dozen worlds working alongside the human crew. Raj approached Sarah, excitement evident in his voice. Commander, you need to see this. We've decoded more of the data from the Council archives. It's incredible. He pulled up a holographic display, showing ancient star charts and cryptic symbols. There are references to a species that came before, one that seeded the galaxy with life. The Council has been suppressing this information for centuries. Sarah studied the display, her mind racing. This changes everything. If we can find proof of this ancient species, it could unite the galaxy in a way the Council never could. But even as hope for a new galactic order grew, the Council was not idle. In the depths of space, at a location known only to the highest-ranking Council members, a fleet was gathering. Ships from species still loyal to the old order assembled, preparing for a massive counterattack. The Vicon Prime, the same being who had dismissed humanity's petition for membership, now stood aboard the Council's flagship. Its mechanical body hummed with barely contained energy as it addressed the assembled commanders. The humans and their allies have sown chaos across our realm, it intoned, its voice resonating through the command deck. But we are the Galactic Council. We have maintained order for millennia, and we will not fall to these upstarts. A holographic map of the galaxy appeared, with key strategic points highlighted. We will strike here, here, and here, the Prime continued. We will crush this rebellion and remind the galaxy why we rule. As the Council fleet prepared for its assault, unbeknownst to them, a lone human stealth ship watched from the shadows. Within moments, the intelligence was relayed back to the Prometheus. Sarah received the news with a mixture of dread and determination. So this is it, she murmured. The final battle. She opened a channel to all allied ships. Attention all forces. The Council is preparing a massive counterattack. This is the moment that will decide the future of the galaxy. Everything we've fought for comes down to this. Across the Alliance fleet, beings of all species prepared for the coming storm. On Earth, in the towers of New Jakarta and the underground cities of Mars, humans watched and waited with bated breath. As both fleets converged on a star system at the heart of disputed space, Sarah couldn't help but reflect on the journey that had brought them here. From rejected petitioners to the leaders of a galactic revolution, humanity had come so far in so short a time. All ships, battle stations, Sarah ordered, her voice steady despite the gravity of the moment. Let's show the Council and the galaxy, what humanity is truly capable of. The stars themselves seemed to hold their breath as the two massive fleets faced each other across the void. The fate of the galaxy hung in the balance, and the next few hours would determine whether a new era of cooperation would dawn, or if the old order would reassert its iron grip. As the first shots were fired, streaking across space in brilliant arcs of energy, Sarah Chen and her allies steeled themselves for the fight of their lives. The battle for the future of the galaxy had begun. A new galactic order. The void of space erupted into a dazzling display of destruction as the two massive fleets clashed. Energy beams crisscrossed the darkness. Missiles left fiery trails in their wake, and ships exploded in silent bursts of light and debris. At the heart of the maelstrom, the Prometheus led the charge, its advanced weapons tearing through the Council's defenses. Commander Sarah Chen stood at the helm, her eyes darting between tactical displays as she coordinated the Allied fleet's movements. "Crewmen ships, reinforce our left flank," she ordered. "Arcturian rebels, focus fire on their command ship." The battle raged for hours, neither side willing to give ground. The Council's numerical superiority was matched by the Allies' superior technology and tactics. Slowly but surely, the tide began to turn in favor of Earth and its coalition. Aboard the Council flagship, the Vicon Prime watched in disbelief as its forces were slowly pushed back. "Impossible," it intoned, its mechanical voice tinged with something akin to fear. "How can these upstarts prevail against the might of the Council?" A nearby officer, a reptilian saurian, hissed in response, "Perhaps, Prime, we have underestimated them for too long." As the battle reached its zenith, Sarah noticed a pattern in the enemy's movements. "They're protecting something," she muttered, then turned to Raj. "Lieutenant, focus our scans on Grid Sector 7 Alpha. There's something there they don't want us to see." Raj's fingers flew over his console, and moments later, his eyes widened in shock. "Commander, you're not going to believe this. We're detecting an enormous energy signature. It's like nothing we've ever seen before." Sarah's decision was immediate. "All ships, converge on that signature. Whatever it is, it's the key to ending this war." The Allied fleet surged forward, punching through the Council's defensive line. As they approached the source of the energy reading, a massive structure shimmered into view, dropping its cloaking field. "By all the stars," Sarah breathed, awe in her voice. Before them floated an ancient space station, its architecture unlike anything known to modern galactic civilization. Its surface was etched with the same symbols they had discovered in the Council's secret archives. "It's true," Raj said, his voice filled with wonder. "The precursors, they were real." The revelation sent shockwaves through both fleets. The Council forces, realizing their greatest secret had been exposed, began to falter. The Allied ships, energized by the discovery, pressed their advantage. Sarah opened a channel to all ships, friend and foe alike. "Attention, all vessels. What we have discovered here changes everything we thought we knew about our galaxy. This station, this legacy of an ancient species that seeded life throughout the stars, belongs to all of us. I call for an immediate ceasefire. Let us approach this discovery not as enemies, but as fellow inheritors of the Precursor's legacy." For a moment, the battle hung in suspense. Then, slowly, weapons fell silent. Ships from both sides turned to face the ancient station, united in awe of what lay before them. The Vicon Prime's voice crackled over the comm channels. "Commander Chen, you have outmaneuvered us. We are prepared to discuss terms." In the days that followed, representatives from all species gathered aboard the Prometheus to negotiate a new galactic order. The ancient station, dubbed Unity by common accord, became the symbol of a new era of cooperation. Sarah, now hailed as a hero across a dozen worlds, stood before the assembled delegates. "We stand at a crossroads," she began, her voice carrying the weight of recent events. "The old council sought to maintain power through secrecy and oppression. We have the opportunity to build something better. a galactic community founded on mutual respect and shared discovery. The negotiations were long and often heated, but slowly, a new framework for galactic governance emerged. The Galactic Alliance, as it came to be known, would be a coalition of equals, with decisions made by consensus rather than decree. As the final accords were signed, President Kruma addressed the assembly via holographic projection from Earth. Today marks not just a new chapter for humanity, but for all sentient life in our galaxy. We came to the stars seeking our place among you. Instead, we found a greater purpose, to help forge a more just and equitable galactic society. In the months that followed, the galaxy underwent a transformation. The ancient station Unity became a hub of scientific research and diplomatic exchange. Ships from all worlds came to study its secrets, each discovery shedding light on the common origins of all galactic life. On Earth, celebrations erupted as news of the peace accords spread. Humanity, once dismissed as unworthy, now stood as a central pillar of the new galactic order. Sarah found herself back on Earth for the first time since the conflict began. Standing at the window of the United Earth Government building, she gazed up at the stars, now filled with new meaning. Raj joined her, a datapad in hand. The first joint scientific expedition to Unity is preparing to launch, he reported. Representatives from 27 species will be on board. They're requesting you to lead the mission, Commander. Sarah smiled, a mix of pride and humility in her expression. Not Commander anymore, Raj. I've resigned my commission. It's time for a new generation to lead us into this new era. Raj looked surprised. But surely you'll accept the expedition leadership, your experience, your vision. The galaxy needs you, Sarah. She turned to face him, determination in her eyes. The galaxy needs all of us, Raj. Every species, every individual working together. That's the lesson we've learned. Yes, I'll lead this expedition, not as a commander, but as an explorer, because that's what we all are now, explorers in a vast, interconnected galaxy. As Sarah prepared for her new role, she reflected on the journey that had brought them here. From a rejected petition to a galactic revolution, humanity had proven its worth not through dominance, but through perseverance, ingenuity, and the ability to unite diverse peoples toward a common goal. The stars beckoned, filled with promise and mystery, and humanity, along with its new allies, stood ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The age of isolation was over. The era of galactic cooperation had begun. As the first joint expedition ship lifted off from Earth, carrying hopes and dreams from 100 worlds, Sarah Chen stood on the bridge, her gaze fixed on the infinite expanse before them. The future was unwritten, the possibilities endless, and in that moment, she knew that humanity had finally found its true place among the stars.